The typical expectation of depression involves profound sadness, endless crying, and the complete inability to get out of bed. But there is a completely different profile. It looks like the person who hits every deadline, answers emails rapidly, and manages complex family obligations without missing a single beat. Inside, however, their reality is entirely different. Beneath the productivity is a profound sense of exhaustion, emptiness, and absolute numbness. Clinical professionals call this high-functioning depression. Because these individuals remain successful and active on the outside, their struggle is invisible to society. The greatest danger of this invisibility is that the sufferers themselves rarely realize they are sick. They believe they are simply exhausted and just need to push harder to overcome their fatigue. When external competence successfully masks an internal collapse, the traditional warning signs fail entirely, leaving millions to silently run on empty. When depression is suppressed, it bypasses obvious sadness and attacks the body's other regulatory systems instead. The physical signs manifest quietly. You might notice persistent fatigue lasting for 2 or more weeks, sleep disturbances, meaning sleeping too much or barely at all, and extreme changes in appetite. Then come the cognitive and somatic symptoms. A sudden inability to concentrate on routine work is common, often paired with unexplained physical issues like recurring headaches or chronic stomach problems. Clinicians look for anhedonia. That is the medical term for a total loss of joy or interest in the exact activities you used to love. The emotional state tying these symptoms together is rarely active crying or deep sorrow. It is usually a disconnected numbness. Because these symptoms closely mimic physical illness and everyday stress, patients often misdiagnose themselves. They assume they are experiencing extreme burnout, completely missing a clinical mood disorder. How does modern medicine actually detect an illness that a patient is actively trying to hide? This chart illustrates the PHQ-9, the 9-question screening tool recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics and the USPSTF. It translates hidden, subjective feelings into actionable clinical data. The clinical correlation here is striking. High-functioning individuals who are still working full-time and parenting routinely scored directly in the 10 to 14 range on this assessment. A score of 10 to 14 officially qualifies as moderate depression. This proves that, despite outward appearances of stability, the internal struggle is medically significant. The PHQ-9 removes the guesswork. It proves that internal depletion is a valid, measurable medical condition, regardless of a person's outward competence. Recognizing high-functioning depression means you don't have to wait until you suffer a total breakdown to justify getting help. There are highly effective, evidence-based treatments designed precisely for this psychological profile. These include cognitive behavioral therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, and interpersonal therapy. Coping and healing counseling offers a modern solution built specifically for busy, high-functioning Georgia residents. Their practice operates on a 100% HIPAA-compliant telehealth model. This graphic details their accessibility infrastructure across Georgia. They serve all 159 counties with a diverse, culturally competent team of over 15 licensed therapists, maintaining an intake turnaround of just 3 to 5 business days. To ensure financial accessibility, they accept broad insurance coverage, including Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, and Humana for $0 to $40 a session. They also accept Medicaid with a $0 copay. You can see exactly where you stand today. Go to chctherapy.com/mental-health tests to take the 5-minute private PHQ-9 screening for free with no email required. When you are ready to talk with a clinician, call 404-832-0102 to schedule an intake. Acknowledging the illusion of being fine is the first step. Taking 5 minutes to measure the invisible is what bridges the gap between silently surviving and actually healing.